Hello, my name is Mary Schultz, and I will be describing a time that I was at my best. In racing, there is what athletes call a peak, which essentially means performing at the highest ability during championship season. It was the semi-state race, a cool fall morning, and I was standing at the start line. I thought about all that I had done to get to this point, the hundreds of miles I had ran over the last 6 years to hopefully be peaking at this time in my senior season. Then I thought about all the miles all the girls around me had ran as well, and how they were hoping to peak over the next 2 weeks as well. The gun went off, and I knew that I needed to move up to the front with the front of the pack quickly. Otherwise, I would get left behind and I couldn't make up crucial ground. Soon, we settled into an easy pace. No one was stupid enough to push the pace early on in the race, especially with the Heartbreak Hill lurking at the 3-kilometer mark. We entered the woods, and with the narrowing trails, the pack became even smaller. Luckily, I had 2 of my teammates alongside me and another girl I had raced many times before right by my side. It's helpful to have a familiar face, and it truly was a friendly competition between the 4 of us. She was my biggest competitor and a true pace pusher. However, today she held back, letting the girls we knew dictate the pace. About 5 of us moved together, all of us hoping to be at our peak, to outlast the other, hoping that maybe the extra hour of sleep, the extra mile or not, the day before would have helped push us towards the end. In the woods, where less of our family and friends cheered us on, I could hear our breath, some ragged and desperate, others of us still holding a steady huff. The hill would determine our fate. It was 4 of us now, one pack member having fell off after the pace had become too much, and now Heartbreak Hill. The bottom of the hill is essentially a sand pit, the result of years of anti-erosion techniques of the steep surface, which resulted in a failure. Some say the sand is the worst part, and I don't disagree, and it just makes the hill that much harder. The sand pit is where I lost both of my teammates. Luckily, today the hill was solid, a lack of rain in the area producing a hard surface that our spikes could dig into just enough to push our aching legs further. It was just me and my familiar competitor left. I yelled to her, "Let's go." But there was lots of hill left, and her legs were tired. I came out of the woods after the hill in front. My coaches couldn't believe it. They were yelling to me, "Go, you have to stay in it." I couldn't believe it either. I was in first, and I was going to win. I just had to get through 1 more kilometer. It was one of the most difficult things I ever had to do, and mentally I was done. My body was spent, and when I finished, I collapsed onto the ground looking for my mom. Thankfully, she was there to give me a big hug, as were my coaches and my fellow teammates. And this is the time that I was at my peak. And this is my audience, these 2, and then my sister on FaceTime. Okay, thank you.